You can do 4 different types of exercises at home to heal your trauma. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 of those exercises that you can be doing right now, right after watching this video, and begin to heal your trauma. Before we continue, my name is Masrat Yusuf Ali and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you will stay till the end. Please subscribe to my channel so that you can hear more about how to take care of your heart, soul, and body. Now let's get started. The first thing that you can do to begin healing your trauma is yoga exercises. Yoga is a beautiful, amazing method that you can use at home very easily in the comfort of your home and begin healing your trauma. If you checked out my other video that talks about the 4 pillars of trauma, we know that trauma lives within the body. And so to release trauma, we have to work with the body. Yoga is a mindfulness-based, a meditative exercise that helps you to tune in to your body. It helps you to go inward. It helps you to listen to the body and what the body is feeling. In yoga, you learn how to listen to the muscles of your body, to listen to your body and its needs. And with this listening, there are particular positions also that bring in the release of trauma. Now, there are very simple exercises within yoga that you can do to begin that trauma healing process. And in the beginning, all you have to do is Google or YouTube yoga exercises. Go to the library, pick up a library book with some yoga exercises, and you can begin to follow those yoga techniques and begin to bring healing. The second thing that you can do is you can do breath work. What do I mean by breath work? All I mean is breathe and pay attention to your breathing. A lot of times we're not noticing how we're breathing, how the breath is coming into our body. The breath is such a healing tool that we have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this tool, this breath. He has given us life, and His life force, our breath, that can be healing. And so all you have to do is sit down for a few moments and notice your breath, inhaling, exhaling. Noticing the breath energizing you, calming you, nourishing you, bringing healing within your body. And you can just take 3 breaths, 5 breaths, a minute, 5 minutes to sit down and again just notice your breath coming into your heart, into your lungs, into your gut and core, and then exhaling and noticing how it flows outside of your body as you release and exhale the toxins from your body. And so you, with each breath, you are releasing the hold of trauma in your body. The third exercise that you can use to begin healing your trauma is doing dhikr. The names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have many, many healing properties. And when we engage in dhikr, then we are engaging certain vocal cords that touch the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is one of the parts of the body that activates the healing system within us. The vagus nerve is central to creating healing within us. And so when you do dhikr, when you say Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, when you say the names of Allah, Ya Salam, Ya Hayyu, Ya Haq, all of these names of Allah, not only do they have their own spiritual healing aspect, they also have another healing aspect which Allah knows more than we do, about how it touches the vocal cords, how it touches the nerves and veins within our body, and in particular something called the vagus nerve that travels through the back of the throat and goes all around our body. The vagus nerve is called the wandering nerve, and this vagus nerve is central when it comes to healing your trauma. So begin to say the names of Allah. Pick your favorite one, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Salam, Ya Noor. There are so many beautiful names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can pick one, just one, and take a minute, take 2 minutes, take 10 breaths, and say Allah's names intentionally, and notice that healing and nourishing happening within your body. And try to incorporate saying this dhikr of Allah, this name of Allah, constantly throughout the day. and you will begin to have that healing experience. The final exercise in bringing healing to your trauma is building safe connections. Now, we are human beings and we need relationships. We are beings that are created in connection. We have the Jama'ah prayer because that is so important in our faith. It's because it's important to our heart, body, and soul, and Allah knows that. So that's why He created so much benefit in bringing the Jama'ah, in bringing the prayer in congregation. And in that same light, I want you to bring safe connections close to you. Look around you or think about who are some people that can be that safe connection for you. Are there people in your life, a friend, a relative, your parents, your siblings? Is there somebody safe in your life, your spouse, that you can bring a safe connection with, and you can build safety and connection with them and share your hurt and pain with them? Now, if you don't have somebody safe around you, or if you turn to someone and they have not been safe for you, that can cause your trauma to be further exacerbated. So in that case, I would ask you to perhaps think about going into therapy, because therapy can be a safe place for you to build a safe connection where you can share the pain and hurt that you have experienced and begin to heal the trauma that you have experienced in your heart, body, and soul. It can be hard to think about how will working through my trauma, how will talking through my trauma be helpful. And actually, I am going to share with you on another video 4 different techniques that you can use, 4 different types of therapy that don't involve a whole lot of talking, and they can still bring a ton of healing for you in your trauma. So trauma healing doesn't always mean talking about all the little details of what happened to you. Not necessarily. Sometimes it can be helpful. However, especially with some trauma like sexual abuse, physical abuse, you may not even have words. You may not even remember how to say things or remember things in particular. However, that trauma lives in your body. So whether you are someone who wants to put words to your trauma or you are not someone that wants to put words to your trauma, I want you to know that it is something that will be painful, perhaps short term. And for the long term, once you face your trauma and once you begin to heal your trauma, you will be trauma free and you will no longer be locked down by the trauma that is in your body. So look for a safe person in your environment. And if you cannot find a safe person in your environment, a friend, a family member, a co-worker, or their system has also been traumatized and their system is not able to be there for you. Perhaps they can be there for you a tiny bit. Well, then it might be time for you to think about, I need to look for another safe person to create a safe connection with to begin healing my trauma. And a therapist can be someone who can do that for you. I hope that you find my video helpful for today. If you want to hear more about healing your trauma, dealing with anxiety, dealing with depression, I hope that you will follow me and you will be notified about my other videos coming on here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Ma salama.